The internet has made it so that even while your girl is sitting across from you, she can be crushing on another man and even talking to him. What does that mean? It means trying to keep your woman by simply being there is not enough. To keep her, you need to get her obsessed. She needs to be in constant awe of you. If she's not always thinking about you, then there is a problem. So look, the desire that your woman should be obsessed with you is not a want, it is a need. And in today's video, we're going to show you the 7 tricks to keep her obsessed and attracted to you. Make a killer first impression. First impressions matter 1000%. And when it comes to meeting women, trust me, we all judge the book by its cover, so be careful here. Your body language and overall look in those initial moments are key. So make yourself better. Stand tall. Be confident. Walk in the room like you're on a date with destiny. And don't forget that smile. It's a universal language and it makes you more approachable. But then you have to tread carefully when it comes to confidence. What you need is not arrogance, but confidence. You see, confident people are just magnetic, drawing people into themselves. The key here is being yourself at its finest level. So let your confidence stem from self-assurance rather than a desire to overshadow others. Disappear for a while. So this is where the game begins, and here's where you have to play your cards right. Now imagine a child who gets to play with toy for years. Often the baby enjoys playing with the toy up to a certain point. When the toy starts to become boring, they drop it. Soon, if daddy comes home with a new toy, that new toy becomes the favorite. That is human nature. You become boring by simply being too available. Constantly being present without moments of absence will make you lose the special quality that attracted her in the first place. So what do? You take calculated off time from the relationship. You can go on a vacation alone or simply just find excuses to avoid seeing her for like a week or so. This gives her time to reflect on the value that you being there brings, and plus it creates a void that can only be filled by you. Create an air of mystery. I know it probably sounds like some devious strategy, but you gotta understand that mystery is very important to keep your relationship interesting. Obviously, no one wants a boring relationship, but that's what happens when you become completely predictable. With your first impression, you captivate by being unpredictable. So how do you do that? First of all, you need to be careful not to become an open book too soon. Now, let's say she's known you as a real estate agent, but you also have a passion for photography. Don't immediately tell her. You can drop hints, but don't just say, "Yeah, I'm actually in photography." Keep it all under wraps until presumably when you guys go on a vacation together. And then you can suddenly switch from real estate man to photographer. Resist the urge to show her everything about your life in the first few weeks. Instead, let your life unfold naturally, chapter by chapter before her. Know this, human psychology is wired to appreciate the value of things not fully known. So by subconsciously withholding certain details, you increase your value in her eyes when you later reveal them. Create competition in her mind. There is something called social market value. And it basically means that girls value you more when they can see that other girls want you. In the popular book 48 Laws of Power, the third law is conceal your intentions. And the story there involves a woman named Ninon Lenglos. She was helping a prince attract a girl, and there was one time she told the prince to let the girl see him around other women. Why? It starts a competition, and girls, you better believe it, girls love to chase. You see, when a woman senses that other women are interested in her man, it immediately heightens your value and makes you even more desirable. It also triggers her in a way that makes you more appealing. The simple idea is, if women want you, then you're special and you're worth fighting for. Plus, she would like to be the winner of that competition. And when you do this correctly, just the thought that she could potentially lose you to another woman fuels a heightened focus on you. This focus makes her obsess over you. So does this mean that you should start introducing several women to her as your new girlfriends? Of course not. Of course not. Just compliment other girls from your workplace and basically let her see you having a good time while with other girls. Now that we're halfway through the video, why don't you hit that subscribe button to support the channel? Maybe do the same for the like button if you're enjoying the video. All done? Let's get back to the list. Establish yourself as high value. Now listen, there is no doubt that you can attract girls with flashy displays of your sports cars, Rolex watches, and expensive suits. That can work. Up to a certain point. After that point, the real things become important and the material things fade. And then she starts looking outside again for someone who has more than just cars and watches. So if you really want to keep a woman, you need to establish yourself as a high-value man. So how do you do that? Take Steve Jobs, the mind behind Apple, for example. Jobs didn't just flaunt his wealth. He created a vision and constantly shared his aspirations and plans. That's what you need to keep her obsessed. But how do you implement this business strategy in your relationship? Tell her where you're headed with your life and show her progress. For example, you can set a goal to gain a promotion in your work before the end of a particular year. Let her know that when you achieve it, you got it. And then you want to celebrate it and let her know your next target. This way, it feels like you're taking her on a journey to success, and who doesn't like a good journey? 6. Be inattentive sometimes. When I was a noob, I once dated a girl and I liked her a lot. I would always call her and take her out 4 times a week. First off, taking a girl out 4 times a week shows the girl that you don't have anything going on for you. Anyway, she soon started avoiding me until she finally sent me that message. It was over and I caused it. So ever since then, I learned that too much attentiveness to a woman is bad. Yeah, giving your girlfriend attention is crucial, but when you do it too much and sacrifice your own pursuits and identity, you lost her. Many men fall into the trap of becoming overly available. They bend over backwards to fulfill every whim. Trust me, that does not end very well. Sometimes you need to not be there for her. Yeah, you want to be there for her when she's sick and she can't help herself and when she really needs somebody. But beyond that, introduce a little bit of break, a little variety, be a little bit scarce. After all, she needs to know and see that you have a life. You got things going for you. You need to show her that you are building something great for the future and you can't always be there for her. You can't always reply to her texts and take her out. There may have to be times when you can't make it and then you guys have to reschedule, and if you don't do this, you risk becoming a doormat. The sexy stare. You can ask any woman and she will tell you that there is something about a man who knows how to hold a sexy stare. It's going to make her feel like she is the sole focus in a world full of distractions. Mastering this art not only shows confidence, but it also keeps your girl intrigued. So let's say you've been avoiding her calls for a while and you just went on a week's vacation and she hasn't seen you in a while. Well, when you finally come around, you have to give her all the attention by staring into those beautiful eyes. You want to return to her with good tidings, like a Viking who sailed the seas in search of treasure and returned to his family with gold and precious stones, and more importantly, stories. You see, in your absence, you've created a void, and now that you're back, you should fill that void, and a subtle way to do it is through a sexy stare. While she's telling you about her office life, just suddenly plug in that sexy stare with a little smile. If you do it right, you might just blow her mind and keep her obsessed. So, these are the 7 tricks to keep her obsessed and attracted to you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We'd love to help. Also, you can learn more in the next video.